Hi, everybody. Another normal episode this week upon which I have no special comments before beginning, except to remind you that The Monkees may be a children's show from the 60s, but The Monkees Pod is an adult-appropriate show from 2025, in which curse words and other such horny references and stuff are made. So, enjoy the episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Monkees Pod, a Monkees recap podcast. I'm Sommer.
And I'm Lisa.
Today, we have Season 1, Episode 18, I Was a Teenage Monster.
A very Scooby episode.
A very Scooby-Dooby episode. It do be Scooby, because it has Halloween monsters
and it starts with the spooky castle.
Yes, the stock castle picture is back. Let's talk historical background that I have chosen today. Universal horror movies and their evolution into kind of the sci-fi B-movies of the mid-century of America. Mm-hmm. So there were all those classic Universal monsters in like the 1930s and 40s, like when Bela Lugosi was Bela Lugosi Dracula? I think that's right. And then Lon Chaney was the Wolfman,
Wolfman.
And the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
So those were like silent films, and they were like very like menacing and like they were like bloodless, not very, but like menacing in a quiet way, you know. And that's kind of why they're considered classics of our culture and stuff. And then in the 50s, they started to get kind of weird with it because they had such a thing as the drive-in, where you would go to a park with your date and you would not be paying attention to the B-movie. Right. So it could just be some dumb garbage. And in particular, there was a naming convention that is still used to this day. I Was a Teenage Blank, which I know mostly from I Was a Teenage Gary, the SpongeBob episode, where they turn into Garys. But that title is also used here in The Monkees, I Was a Teenage Monster. And I was wondering where it originally came from. And I was like, I think it's I Was a Teenage Werewolf. So I was like, what is I Was a Teenage Werewolf? So it is a 1957 sci-fi horror film, which was one of the most successful films released by American International Pictures, who made a bunch of these B-movies. Mm-hmm. It was originally released as a double feature with Invasion of the Saucermen.
Okay.
And the release included the tagline, "We dare you to see the most amazing motion pictures of our time." The most amazing.
We dare you.
And this line from the Wikipedia article really jumped out to me. Shooting began 13th February of 1957. The movie was shot in 7 days.
And we're done.
Yeah. The film was the first of 4 different teenage monster movies that AIP made during 1957 and 1958. They were pumping them out. And all these movies had the theme of innocent teenagers being preyed upon, transformed, and then used by corrupt adults for selfish interests. So the next ones were I Was a Teenage Frankenstein, which is, I guess, why they had to call this episode I Was a Teenage Monster, because Frankenstein existed already. And Blood of Dracula, which did not use the naming convention, but did use the same plot, but it was a Dracula. And then there was a 4th one called How to Make a Monster, released 1958, which features 2 young actors being hypnotized to kill while in makeup as the monster characters Teenage Werewolf and Teenage Frankenstein of the 1957 films. Okay. So it was like a meta movie about the making of the previous 2 films, and then the actors in the films were hypnotized to turn into real monsters.
Okay, I think they were just reusing
the old footage, the Monkees,
makeup, yeah.
Probably. Also, that plot is like oddly similar to something that happens in the season 2 Monkee episode, Monstrous Monkey Mash, which is the Halloween episode. Okay. But there's a part in that where Davy is a vampire and Micky is a werewolf, and they're like, "Oh, we're in our fantasy sequence right now." And then the villain of the episode, who's like a Dracula, comes in and he's like, "No, I control the fantasy. Try to take off your makeup," and they can't.
Okay.
So Monkee is stealing from the best of the B-movies, I guess. Although today the film is largely regarded as a source of camp humor, and while at the time of release, the idea of an adult human turning into a beast was not new, but a teenager doing so in a movie was considered avant-garde and even shocking in 1957.
Okay.
I think that might have to do with the fact that at the time teenagers were kind of like a newly invented class of people, because prior to World War II, like you were like property as a child and then you became an adult instantly. But during the like economic boom of the 1950s, teenagers emerged as like a purchasing class, as a demographic market to market to,
Right.
because of like capitalism, and they were able to have like buy cars that were just for them, music that was just for them, movies and
Yeah,
TV shows
right.
that were just for them. But because this like class of person was still kind of like new in society, I guess people didn't really know how to handle them. So you have this whole thing with like that went into youth rebellion in the 60s and stuff. But it's interesting to me that they would say that like, oh, an adult turning into a monster, that's fine. But a teen monster, oh goodness. Enough that they put it in the title of the movie.
Right.
You know?
Well, I was just thinking of Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
From the 80s.
Well, there's the Teen Wolf I know is from the 2000s.
Okay. Well, Teen Wolf, that was Michael J. Fox.
Well, it was what's his name? I forget his name. It's not Darren. The guy from Teen Wolf came into my workplace one time. So that's what I'm getting at with that.
That guy.
Yeah. You know, remember when he was there? It's interesting because now, like, I feel like most supernatural shows and horror movies, not most, but like half of them, like the stereotypical horror movie is about teenagers.
Oh, yeah, teens. Yeah. Like, not adults.
Yeah.
It's and actually, like, the adults, if you're into horror as an adult, it's kind of beneath you.
Almost. Genre films are like for or like low art.
Right.
Yeah. Interesting cultural differences between the late 50s and now. Yeah. But like even at the point of this episode, that was like 10 years ago. So we're getting into some wackier stuff. This episode was directed by Sidney Miller, a new guy who I don't think we've seen before. It was written by Geraldine D. and frequent writer Dave Evans. This one was broadcast on January 16th, 1967, and it was 21st in production. Filmed on my birthday in 1966 over November 1st to 3rd. This episode took half the time to record that the original I Was a Teenage Werewolf did. And it's probably better.
Probably better quality.
Yeah. So first shot of the episode, spooky
castle.
Spooky dookie castle. The monkeys in some pants that are fitted in a distracting manner. I don't know if like I don't know why their pants were particularly distracting in this episode. Maybe it's the lighting in the spooky castle. I don't know. There are points where you notice. And a mad scientist answers the door. His name is Dr. Mendoza?
That's what he says.
Is he Hispanic?
I don't know what.
I don't know who he's supposed to be.
Who played him? It wasn't.
It was John Hoyt. A man who, in his little IMDb profile picture, has a cowboy hat on.
John Hoyt sounds very familiar.
I think that's because it sounds like John Hurt, because I looked him up and he wasn't in anything.
Oh, okay. Who plays the monster?
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So this mad scientist, who I'm calling Doctor or Dr. Frankenstein, because he's Dr. Frankenstein.
You can call him Dr. Doze.
Dr. What?
Dr. Mendoza.
Oh, Dr. Doze. Okay.
I said he has a bad comb over, but it's a forward. It's like a comb forward.
Yeah.
And a white turtleneck on. He was hip.
Yeah, he was a cool mad scientist. He lets them into his beautiful mansion, and Peter looks around in amazement with an open mouth and doesn't close his mouth for like 30 straight seconds until Davy closes it for him, which was really cute. The monkeys are like, I thought you booked us for a gig. Where's the party? And he's like, no, I booked you to teach my son music and how to be groovy. and he says, you are going to be teaching a youngster. And like Davy looks excited and like gestures to indicate a height shorter than himself. He was excited to find a child that was smaller than himself.
No.
So then the mad scientist's lame-ass Igor, who is a normal-looking old white man, just interrupts them and takes them away. He has a hump, to be fair.
It's not really a hump. He just kind of bends over when he comes into the scene.
He has something in his jacket. Okay. Maybe not in the first scene, but he has it at some point. But like
he just keeps interrupting. Like
he's wearing like a trench coat and like a tie, like he just came from the office. Like he just looks like a normal old man from the 60s. He's got no face stuff, no makeup, no like Igor should have like either black clothes or be like covered in swamp goop. Like he's not just a guy.
Igor is a monster too.
This Igor is not named Igor, though. He's named Groot.
Groot. Was it Groot?
Yes.
I kept going, is he saying Groot?
And he was saying Groot. He was saying Groot's like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was like,
of this normal man who is his Igor.
Okay, now I know nothing about Guardians of the Galaxy except that I know Groot's name is Groot.
Yeah.
So is it that old, or is it new?
I'm pretty sure Guardians of the Galaxy, the comics, are from like the 90s or something. Like this was before that.
Yeah, so I'm saying, like, where does the name come from? What does it mean?
It sounds like Grub and Root. It's kind of like a little creepy name, I guess.
Well, which is, made sense for Groot in the Guardians of the Galaxy because he looks like a...
Yeah, well, because he's made of roots and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, Igor Groot, he interrupts and takes them away. I don't know what I meant by that.
So did they meet the monster?
Oh, yes, right. He takes them into the lab. He says, "Everything is in readiness, master," which I was like, I know that line. That must be a really iconic line from the original Frankenstein. And then I realized it's from Rocky Horror. Let's get our Rocky Horrors down.
Okay. Oh, they're all behind.
Yeah. Oh no.
Oh, there's Frank.
We don't have a Rocky.
No, we don't have a Rocky.
Oh no, do they not make one?
They didn't make one. These were all that were available when I got this set. There are more.
Well, let's get Riff
new
Raff
ones
because he's kind of...
Well, he's Igor.
He's an Igor. So we are joined today by Riff Raff and Frank to help us review the episode.
Groot
and Dr. Mendoza. Okay. There's actually a Frankenstein movie out right now. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro directed it, and it has Oscar Isaac and Jacob Elordi.
Okay.
And people are saying it's good. We don't have it at my work.
I was going to say, is it playing at your...
Yeah, no, we don't have it. I don't know. I'm not super interested in it because we already have a really cool Frankenstein called Poor Things that I would rather watch instead. This episode is kind of like Poor Things in the sense that it's about giving a Frankenstein like an education and a makeover.
So they meet
the little monster, which is a very tall Frankenstein, and they are so scared, except Peter.
Well, yeah, Mike was scared. Peter is not, and calls him his pet.
Yeah, Peter is kind to the monsters, and Peter isn't a true innocent, so he is kind to the monster.
For the second episode in a row, he is the one who's reaching out to the
villain or
to the
guest
victim,
character,
to the guest victim.
Yeah. The actor who plays the monster is named Richard Kiel, and you may know him as Jaws from James Bond.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I just saw his little picture.
Yeah.
And he was recognized. They have makeup on him. They have Frankenstein makeup on him, so he really wasn't recognizable.
Yeah.
Under that, except that he's a big man.
Yeah. And if you look at him, you're like, oh yeah, that is him. Yeah. And he was 7 feet and 2 inches tall.
Yeah. He's a big guy.
Yeah. I'm guessing he had like gigantism because he kind of has like the under the giant face. You know?
Yeah, well, yeah, he does have his bone structure is pretty big.
Mike is like, what are you talking about, doctor? We can't teach a monster rock and roll. And the doctor says he is not a monster; he is a machine. I don't think that's from any Frankenstein adaptations.
No.
Like throughout this whole episode, the doctor keeps referring to him as his android.
He calls him an android.
Yeah.
Which is like a robot, it would be considered a robot, but I thought Frankenstein was a living being.
Yeah, no, he is.
Human.
He's a electrically animated corpse.
Right.
Amalgamation.
Which is not an android.
It's not. So I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was for them to make the hilarious joke where Mike says, you can't tutor a computer. Okay.
I have something that says science must be stopped.
Served.
So thank you. I couldn't understand what they were saying.
So what happens there is that Mike says, I can't risk the lives of myself and my men for a pittance of $100. 1, myself and my men, you little army. 2, y'all do that every single week.
Basically the plot of the TV show.
And then he says, I'll make it $200, which is why science must be served.
Science must be served for $200.
When they say science must be served, it cuts to them all dressed up as mad scientists, with their test tubes and stuff. So then the monster does a little demonstration of the rock and roll he has learned so far, which whenever he sings in this episode, all he says is "Goo-rah," which the doctor says is an old Transylvanian folk song. How'd you do? She read my
faithful
handyman. What if we just did Rocky Horror right now, the whole show?
Let's just do the whole.
Let's just do Rocky Horror. Is Goo-rah anything?
Goo-rah? No, I don't know. If it is, I don't know. I have Micky hits the android, the monster, with a stick, and the monster says, "Don't do that."
Yeah, it's really funny. There's a couple moments throughout the episode where the monster is articulate for a one-off joke, and it's really funny. But they're confused about Goo-rah too. Davy's like, "What do you suppose that means?" And then Mike says, "Jimmy crack corn and I don't care." Mike, your folksy wisdom is too much. You sound like the railroad hobo from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Because that is the only other place that I've heard that phrase.
Well, it's a Bugs Bunny.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they didn't come from Bugs Bunny, but I know it from Bugs Bunny.
They put that line in the script, and Mike's like, you guys know I'm from, the city, right? This isn't how all people in Texas are. The doctor starts unshackling the monster from his, board that he's tied to, and Micky says, "Don't do that! His pants will fall down!" And then the doctor leaves the monster alone with the monkeys. Great plan.
Good idea.
The monster goes to shake their hand, and his hand is both at level with and the size of Davy's entire head. But Peter likes the monster, and he says to Mike, "You said if I made dinner every night and made my bed, I could have a pet." And Mike says, "All right, but the first day you don't feed him, back he goes." Oh, monkey father.
And he wants to name him.
Yeah. The way the doctor didn't name him, he's like, "My beautiful creation, I need you to learn rock and roll, but I don't care what your name is."
We should call him Rocky.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Rock and roll, Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky. Rocky Horror. This is Rocky Horror.
It is Rocky Horror. Well, so they're going to fix his image, so they give him a beatnik haircut and dark granny glasses.
Yeah.
And some groovy clothes.
Yeah. And then Mike says he looks like a long-haired, nearsighted monster with a guitar. Back to the name for a second. The doctor didn't name him. Davy says, and Mike is like, "Oh, we should name him Frankenstein." Davy says, "Frankenstein isn't a good name for a singer. It doesn't even sound Italian." What? What does that mean?
What that's supposed to mean?
Yeah. Also, Micky's playing with the cartoon test tubes because he loves science.
Because he's a mad scientist at heart.
Yeah, and he almost knocks over a green liquid, which literally looks like an emoji test tube. And then Mike is like, "You almost dropped his mother." But he's an android, isn't he? Is he organic or not?
He's supposed to be organic. I don't know why they kept calling him an android.
Okay, well, cyborg means part organic. Does android imply robot with human skin? Maybe that's the meaning of that term?
Maybe. I don't know. We just know it as
Roboer. They give the monster a Shadow Realm makeover.
Mm-hmm.
So they say the beetle haircut, which is one of the few times in the show that they say the word beetle.
Right.
And then it jump cuts to a shot of him with Amelie hair, like a French bowl cut for a woman. Maybe they were going for Ringo in Help because he kind of has that little page. Even Ringo in Help doesn't have a bowl cut quite like that. And the first thing they need to teach him is to move. Not to sing, not to play instruments, to move and groove, which is Davy and Peter kind of show him
how to move sideways.
Yeah, just weird thrusting with your knees clenched together. Oh, it was the time warp was what they were. It's just it's the pelvic thrust that really drives you insane.
This is literally
you pull your knees in tight.
This is literally Rocky Horror. Okay, so he was teaching the time warp, but he takes them both out.
He hip checks them both out to the floor. Look, they could have made him a tambourine maraca man like Davy if they didn't want to teach him guitar, but I don't know.
No, he would have broken the tambourines.
Yeah. What is he going to do to the guitar? I guess it's a little stronger. Yeah. He should really be playing drums, which Micky then tries to teach him.
But then he breaks.
But then
he just takes the sticks and he just
sticks them through the drums.
It just goes right through the drums.
When he's doing that, there's an anatomical diagram on the back of the stage, which I guess was just in the doctor's lab, but also he just keeps it on his in-home stage that he also has. Any rich person's house they go to has a little
Has a
performance stage for
stage.
them. And then and they're like trying to leave, and the doctor's like, "You can't leave. It's too late. Stay in my haunted mansion overnight."
Again.
Like Rocky Horror.
like
Rocky Horror.
Like Rocky Horror.
But also that has also happened to them before. Exactly.
Yes, they did have this happen to them before.
Yeah.
And that's when I caught the fact that the man's name was Groot.
Yeah, me too. He is Groot. So they go to a lovely room that's been set up for them.
I don't know at what point, but my next note is Mike calls Mickey shotgun.
He calls Peter shotgun,
Peter
and that
shotgun.
is right there.
I'm sorry.
Peter says, "All the comforts of home," and Mike says, "Your home, shotgun, not mine."
Yeah.
Then the doctor, in a cutaway, he's talking to Groot. He reveals that the real plan is to transfer the monkey's musical abilities to the monster through brain science. Oh, so that's what the giant slab with 4 head pieces one way lower than the others in the lab in every other previous scene was for.
Yeah. Oh.
The way that he had that purpose built for them before they even showed up implies that he knows what they look like because he made Davy's shorter.
Yeah. Well,
maybe he did his research.
He hired them, so
yeah.
Maybe he knew what they look like.
So Micky looks into the closet of their room, and in there is the doctor's beautiful daughter. She's going to be in the sequel. Okay. She's not in this one. She's in the sequel.
Okay. So Micky says, "What do you have to do with all this?" And she says, "Nothing. I'm in the sequel?
I'm in the sequel. Yeah. I think that's supposed to be a commentary on like how B movies had a bunch of like cheap sequels.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe that's what they're doing there.
Okay. I could not. Well, I just figured it was one of those nonsensical. We've stuck a woman in the scene for no good reason that they do all the time.
Yeah.
And I literally could not tell what she was saying. I have sinkhole, snake oil.
She said sequel.
Okay, that makes sense. She had the pink princess phone back there.
Oh, okay.
From
the first episode.
The first episode, yeah.
She's wearing a sheet and some rope. like Ariel when she turns into a human.
No, but I think that might also be like the Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh, okay.
Kind of has,
I guess she does.
Like a sheet, like the sheet she was under. Maybe that's what she's wearing.
I have never seen the Bride of Frankenstein, so I don't know.
Well, I haven't either, but I'm just picturing like that it might be like the sheet. She's just dressed in her sheet.
Yeah.
The sheet they had covering Rocky was like a big blue tar. I was like, what is that?
It's like a backdrop from this they dug out of the studio basement.
Where did they get that?
I don't think these guys should even. I don't think the monkeys should really try to pursue the doctor's beautiful daughter because she's in the closet the whole time. She's gay, guys. Leave her alone.
She's just in the and she says she has nothing to do with what's going on.
Yeah,
leave her be.
So Mike is like, okay, guys, let's watch haunted TV. There's a TV in the haunted house. Okay, it's haunted TV because there's spider webs in between the antennas.
Yes, and then Peter grabs Mike by the butt to push him out of the way.
Yay! What they're watching on TV, it's you don't see the screen, you just hear the audio.
Yeah.
It's some sort of like horror B movie something, but the only dialogue you hear is there's like a daughter says, "Father, please don't do that." Okay, I'm scared. I am scared. While they're watching this, Davy falls through the couch.
Through the back of the couch onto the floor.
Yeah. You just see him like there.
He's just
he doesn't fall through a pit or anything. No, you just see him on the floor.
You see him roll out the back of the couch onto the floor.
Yeah.
Then they can't find him.
No.
Then he's disappeared.
And then Mike decides to get up and sit in a chair against the wall, which flips around.
With the wall flips around. Very Scooby.
Yeah, this.
I think that was in a Scooby-Doo episode.
Exactly. Yeah, it was definitely in that Scooby-Doo board game we had that was like the little haunted house with all the tricks.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
It
was so fun. It came with this little haunted house that had all these little tricks, and you had your little figure of your Scooby Gang member, and you moved them through the house, and if you landed on the wrong square, a Scooby trick would happen to them in the house.
I forgot about that game.
Me too.
That was a good game.
We don't still have that, do we?
No, we don't.
No. And then Micky gets pulled under a curtain. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Groot comes up to Peter and puts a net over him directly. During this sequence, Micky says, "You know how Davy gets when he watches TV." how does he get zoned out? I don't.
Yeah.
Okay. We cut to them back in the lab. The monkeys are strapped to this device with like it's like a big backboard, and they all have their arms like chained down, and then they have these like
colanders on
yeah,
their head.
the like bowls on their head to deliver, and they also have a bunch of like headphones like strapped to their head and stuff. Mike says, "If we die, you get the chair." Crazy. And the doctor's like, "Oh, that won't happen. Gottfried von Schnitzler says there's very little chance of that happening." And then he's like, "Who is that?" He's like, "It's the little boy that lives down the hill." I thought he was the doctor from the last episode.
He was the doctor from the last episode. But what do you mean the little boy who lived down there? I don't understand. What is he talking about?
I think the joke is supposed to be like, he's like, "Oh, this famous German scientist sounding person says this procedure is safe." And then we find out it's not a famous scientist person. It's just a little boy. But it's incredibly confusing because they use the same name as the scientist from the last episode. There's only one German scientist name, and it's Schnitzler. Then the doctor says, "Groot, hand me any 2 wires." You know, any 2 wires.
Oh, the boys are all strapped up there, and Mike still has his hat on underneath the metal bowl.
I don't know how they're going to suck his brain energy through his hat, but the hat is permanently attached. And then they do the sequence from Rocky Horror where Frank is like, "Turn the thing up, 3 more," whatever. They do exactly that, but less dramatic and fun, and with less gay liquid, unfortunately. And the monkeys all make really stupid faces.
Really bad faces.
Except Mike is a little calmer than the rest of them, and he only has 1 shot at the beginning, probably because he refused to make stupid faces. And Davy like clasps his hands, which are supposed to be secured down together, and then he goes, "Oh, sorry." Which I do think was like improv on the day, but I think that must have been like he did that not as a joke, and then they were like, "Let's make that a joke and do it." But it was funny. Yeah, and then while they're doing the power up, the doctor says, "Now turn the input-output to whatever."
Coaxial knob full, input-output whatever, and then something else. Mellow. But I don't know what the third thing was, what he called the third thing.
Well, he was just like, turn something to mellow, because the joke wasn't you're supposed to turn it all the way up. Whatever, any 2 wires. This is a really imprecise science. And then the doctor's like, "Now sing," like Ursula. and they just start doing it. Why are they participating? Why are they giving him their music?
Because otherwise they're going to get not be human. Lose their voices. Why does the Little Mermaid have to sing at the end to become human?
Yeah, she's getting something out of that. They are getting nothing out of this. They get nothing in exchange for giving them their voice. So
they start singing "Hey Hey We're the Monkeys."
Like they awkwardly and fearfully start singing the theme song. And then the recording of the song with full instrumentation starts coming out of the monster's mouth. Like he's singing in Mickey's voice, but also he is saying all of the instrument noises. And then we have another weird, like, temporary amnesia plot line, like last episode. Because the doctor goes, they're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you just stole our musical abilities." And he's like, "Haha, but after this, you will remember nothing when you return to your room." And then to make them remember nothing, he presses like a stethoscope to each of their heads and makes them
neck.
And his neck. Their head, his neck. And he makes them repeat, "I will remember nothing." Was it hypnotism? Was it science? Who cares? I don't know. So the next day, the monkeys still in the castle. They try to play a little music, and they have lost their musical abilities. Yes. They just play out of time and out of tune with each other. And the doctor says, "You're not musicians. I will not pay you." The perfect crime.
He gets the money back.
Yeah. And then it's the monster's turn to play, and he plays "Tomorrow's Gonna Be Another Day" with full backing instrumentals and harmony, and without changing the position of his hands on the guitar chords. Science is truly amazing. All the things it can achieve.
The swinging android. Yeah, that's what he calls him.
That's also like Rocky Horror. He gets born and then he just starts singing. Yeah.
But that wasn't actually the actor.
No.
In Rocky Horror, they had to dub.
Yeah. Also like this.
Like that. There you go. Yeah. It just
This is so Rocky Horror. And then Micky and Davy randomly remember what happened for no reason because that plot point was over. Like they forgot for 3 seconds.
Micky checks in with the girl in the closet.
Yeah, before they go to confront the villains.
Go ahead.
She's in there reading a Monkee's script.
Yep.
And she says, in the sequel, the vampire turns Davy into a werewolf. Which is funny because in the season 2 episode, Monstrous Monkey Mash, the vampire turns Davy into a vampire and he turns Micky into a werewolf.
Okay.
So this girl was reading an early draft.
Yes.
She had it on lock. They go back to the lab. The monster is just sitting there plugged in and not wearing his groovy clothes. So I don't know. That they were like, yes, he can sing. Time to just plug him back in and get back in your old clothes, dude. Micky's like, yeah, I can reverse this process. It's a cinch. Which, like, to be fair, when they were doing it before, they did say any 2 wires and whatever. So it is kind of arbitrary. And then there's like a weird aside scene where the doctor says, "Come, Groot, we must check the android." Stops dead in the middle of the hallway to look in his magic mirror and says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the evilest one of all?" And it's like, not you. You need to try harder. It wasn't funny. It wasn't worth it. The mirror was played by James Frawley, if you wanted to know. Maybe he was like, I haven't had a voice acting line in a minute. I'm bored.
Word.
You could have put Mr. Schneider in the episode again if you really, really wanted. So they're in the lab. Micky throws the switch with a cane that he has on it, and it causes large explosions behind them. At no point are they worried about like brain damage to themselves.
Right, yeah, they've hooked themselves back up to this machine, and Micky is just flipping switches.
He's just like fiddling with it. I think they know at this point that they're invulnerable to all damage.
Yeah, but he just keeps trying. It's not working, and he keeps.
The monster starts saying more groovy phrases.
And then I said the third try, they made the monster a gay interior designer.
We'll get there.
Okay,
we'll get there. So first, like the monster starts saying, here's what he says. He says, "Groovy, man. That's not my bag. Don't get uptight. Let's split. Go to my pad. That's where it's at. It's groovy. Dig?"
You know what he sounds like?
What?
He sounds like Davy and Ben Casey.
Davy yeah. And they're like, "Oh, great. We turned him into a hippie." Guys, what do you think you are? And there's another 2-second pointless cutaway to the doctor where he gets a phone call selling bossa nova lessons.
Yes.
Was it a common occurrence in the 60s to have someone call you up for dance lessons? Because this is not this is not the only episode
this is not the first time this has happened.
I guess it was. So then for another time, Micky tries to explode their brains again, and he accidentally puts the monster's consciousness in Mike for a second.
Right.
Every time they try, it cuts back to a pointless cutaway with Groot and the doctor, and Groot is like, "Doctor, you promised to make me a tall, strong monster. How'd you do that?"
You've met my.
No, that's the wrong song. It's a weakling weighing 98 pounds.
Look at sand in his face when kicked
to the ground.
In the groin.
In the groin.
Okay. So the third try,
he turns the monster gay.
So he's a gay interior designer.
This is like the homophobia equivalent of the racism in the rest of the show, but I can't even really be mad because like the gay monster seems like such a cool guy. He's like an interior designer. He says, "I would do this room in French provincial. The color scheme would be lavender and puce." Okay.
I was like, which buttons did you push?
Yeah. There? And Micky's like, "Oh, sorry for turning you gay."
Sorry about that.
And he accidentally spills a potion over.
He spills that potion that he almost knocked over before.
Okay.
It came back.
Yeah. And the noise of this alerts the doctor. Groot comes in, grabs Micky, and Micky says, "Curse you, Red Baron." Was that a thing before Snoopy, or is he talking about Snoopy?
I don't know, like where Snoopy got it, where Charles Schultz got it. Mm-hmm. Like I think the Red Baron was a thing. I think the Red Baron was a real thing, but I don't know the story of the Red Baron properly. I don't
It's
know.
just a guy you curse when stuff
Curses,
goes wrong.
yes.
The doctor orders the monster to kill the monkeys.
Yeah, but Micky is gone now. Mickey's not in this scene.
He's not?
I don't think so.
That's so weird. What did they take him out?
Hold on one second, because no, I think he's hiding.
Okay.
When it starts, I do have a note about the fact that he's not in another scene, and then I said he's also not in the majority of this scene.
Maybe he was like sick that day or something.
Well, but then he's hiding there. It was weird.
I don't know.
It's weird. So, but he sicks the monster on them, but Peter calls him.
He names him. He says
he finally named him.
He named him Andy, which is short for Android.
Android. It was cute.
Yeah.
He said he was his friend.
Oh, Peter would be the one to like calm a big monster.
The monster is a pawn, a tool for his
avericious ambitions. And then Mike is like, "Where did you learn those big words, Peter?" And Davy's like, "It's in the script."
On page 28.
Mm. So the monster swings back and forth, conflicted between killing Peter and killing the doctor.
Right.
He swings so hard that he starts dancing. To our first song of the... Oh, Jesus Christ. The first song of the episode. It's your Auntie Grizelda. I hate this song so much. I despise this
I don't
song.
know that I've ever heard it before, but I know you've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
So I was like, and usually I don't write down, I don't know what song, unless it's Stepping Stone.
Mm-hmm.
Or Clarksville, and I usually just leave a space and let you tell me what the song is, and then I was like, "Oh, here's Auntie Grizelda."
Oh, here it is. Okay, so this song is by Diane Hildebrand and Jack Keller, who are, as far as I know, have not written other songs for the Monkees. It's sung by Peter. I believe that this song is a Peter humiliation ritual because he's the worst singer, so they gave him this terrible song. They're like, "You're not allowed to sing lead on," like. For the majority of like the Monkees 60s albums, Peter has like no lead songs. He has a couple songs in Head, but like before that, they just did not let him sing. Peter is a really, really good musician and he plays a lot of instruments. He can get a little pitchy sometimes. He's like he can carry a tune certainly, but like he doesn't have as good of a voice as the rest of the three. Mm-hmm. But this song, first of all, it's not made for his voice. The subject matter and lyrics are also awful. It's just being like, "Your Auntie Grizelda, she's a grumpy cartoon grandma. That old lady, she sucks."
What?
Why are a cool teen band singing about an old lady who sucks so much?
I don't know.
They keep giving Peter notes that like he can't hit. He has to like really push himself. He sounds like he's struggling. The instrumental is grating to listen to even. And then there's this section where they just like let him stim out and make random like fart noises and cartoon noises. Some people like that because it's like Peter being silly. I find it annoying to listen to, except for the part where he yells, "Yeah!" Because I think it's funny when he yells, "Yeah." But I don't know. I really don't like this song. And if I ever see Auntie Grizelda out in these streets, I don't care that hag is old. I don't care that she's wizened. I will be pushing her and her old cane down the stairs because me and her are enemies. Anyway,
during Auntie
Grizelda,
they have your basic
monkey romp activities.
Yes.
Micky drinks some chemical for no reason.
Some red potion.
He was thirsty. There's villagers with torches outside, and at some point they like play cards with the monster or something.
Mike flips a switch, and you got Godzilla's brother. Oh no, Godzilla breathes fire.
There's like stock footage of like a dragon or something. Yeah. And then Rocky the monster picks up Davy, and it looks like when the Guinness Book of World Records gets like the world's tallest woman, the world's shortest woman to hang out. Like that is truly what it resembles. The monkeys like go into a huddle to like plan their next move, and then like the monster comes up to them, and then they show him their crossed fingers to ward him off. Is that a thing? Because it's not like they're making like it's not like they're making. I'm trying to remember what they're just going like this.
And then I don't know. I don't even remember them doing that. But I think it was more of I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
I don't think it was to ward him off. I think it was maybe like they're locked and he's not allowed in to the circle.
Yeah. Maybe
somehow,
maybe. And then they start like doing the monster's hair and nails at one point.
which is
Well, because-
which is a Bugs Bunny.
Oh,
Monsters are very interesting people. There's an episode where there's a monster and Bugs Bunny ends up doing his nails.
Oh, okay.
Monsters are the most
I know. No, I
interesting
kind of
people.
know what you're talking about. Yeah. In this case, maybe it's because as we left him, the last brain experiment, the monster is still gay. They never zapped them again after that. So they've left.
He's
him.
getting his pedicure.
Yeah.
And manicure.
Yeah. Of course, it ends with them defeating the villains somehow. Don't even worry about it. And they tie them up. Don't even worry about it. After the song is over, Mike's sitting in the castle's main office with his feet on the desk, which is very rude. And he calls the cops. And he asks the doctor, tied up on the desk, "Hey, what street are we on?" Because the cops don't have the Shadow Realm GPS that the monkeys have, and they need to be directed. And he says, "Rosebud Lane." And then Mike says, "I thought that was the name of a sled." It is, but more than one thing can be named Rosebud, Michael.
Well, I didn't understand the whole point of that whole scene.
It's for the hilarious Citizen Kane joke that all the 10-year-old girls are going to love.
The entire thing, the phone call was all for that joke.
Yeah. Then Micky says, "I reversed the process, so we have our abilities back." And then they try to play, and all their instruments explode in their hands. So no, they don't. And the monster is still gay. Congratulations.
The monster's still gay, and they don't have their instruments anymore.
Yeah. So now they're just like so many episodes. It ends unresolved and resets next week.
Reset.
In my heart, the monster stayed gay the whole time because he's Rocky from Rocky Horror. Look at this. Look at this stealth pre-Rocky Horror blueprint.
Crazy how much this show was just Rocky Horror.
Maybe I feel like any comedic interpretation of Frankenstein is Rocky Horror. I feel like most of this stuff comes from it being Frankenstein rather than.
Right. Okay. I was concerned because when they played their instruments and everything fell apart, there was fire burst out behind them. And they were just standing there, and the amps or something were burning. And I'm like, move the talent away from the open flame, please.
Maybe they were brain damaged by the.
They were standing in front. I'm like, why is there fire on the set?
They didn't care about their safety. They let Peter run up around in the rafters high off his ass in that episode.
Yeah. I said, okay, and then this is where I said, Mickey walks out of the scene before this happens.
Okay.
He's not in the scene when the things explode. And I said he is out of the scene for the start of the music video. Perhaps
he was sick or otherwise engaged that day. They do a lot of weird stuff when one of the monkeys is out. Right. There's an episode later this season where Davy went home to England or something, so they just he's just not there and they never address it. And then there's 4 episodes in season 2 that Mike isn't in because he was tired of shooting the show and kept coming up with excuses. I say that he had a child and he had surgery. I think it was an excuse and I think he needed to come back, but yeah, so it could be very possible that Micky had to leave set and they just worked around him. Yeah, because he definitely was missing there. And then that's what I said. He was not at the beginning of the music video scene. He wasn't there, but he was hovering behind a table or something, or they walked him off, and then I don't know what's going on. Rennie was ill the day the earth stood still, but he told us where to stand. We're playing because we are children. Monkey out. We hope you enjoyed that episode of The Monkeys Pod. You can follow us on Instagram and the website formerly known as Twitter @MonkeysPod. Now it's everyone's favorite part of the show where I sing for you. And I was going to sing the best song from Rocky Horror, Hot Patootie Bless My Soul, but then I re-listened to it and I realized that other than the chorus, I cannot understand a single word that Meatloaf is saying in that song. So I'm just going to sing me and Mom's favorite part of Rocky Horror. Frankenfurter, it's all over. Your mission is a failure. Your lifestyle's too extreme. I'm your new commander. You now are my prisoner. We return to Transylvania. Prepare the transit beam. Bye.